Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Anais, and oh my god, you guys, I have missed you. I have missed sitting down and just talking to you guys. It's been quite a while that I haven't properly done that, but I am fully back. The videos are back. Today we are starting video number 1 with Back at Uni with Anais. I am in my apartment in Paris, as you guys probably have heard. I moved to Paris, which I will get into a little bit later for university, and yeah, this is the new background. So this video is going to be split up in 2 parts. One is going to be me talking about my whole experience in college, my thoughts on it, how I felt, etc. The second part of this video is going to be about my current situation, what I'm doing, why I'm in Paris, all that shebang. You will get to know everything in this video. If you're in your first year of university, if you're going to university, watch this video. It might help you. Just know that this is my experience. This doesn't apply to everybody. This is how I went through it. It's not the same for everyone. Everyone has different universities experiences. It truly isn't the same. This only applies to me. So don't think it's gonna happen to you, because it probably won't. Remember that everybody's life is different. The rate, I'm going to give it a rate, because I thought just give you guys as a number how I felt on this experience. I would give it maybe a 5 or 6 out of 10. My university experience wasn't the best at all. If I could redo it, my first year, yes I would. Would I change things? Yes, I would. But am I liking where I am now? Yes. So now I'm going to explain to you guys my program, which will lead me on to explain how I felt, what happened, blah blah blah. Let's rewind back to when I was in senior year of high school, trying to figure out where I wanted to go and where I wanted to do my studies. Now, the back of my mind, I just wanted to go to Montreal. Now, Montreal is in Canada, and my sister does her study there, and she has 2 more years there. She's enjoying her life, she's living her best life, she's having so much fun, she loves what she's doing, she has amazing friends, shout out to them, and yeah, it's great. So I kinda was jealous in a way that I wanted to experience what she was experiencing. I thought, well, if I go to Canada, obviously that's gonna happen to me, like, I need to go. And Canada felt like a safe place. It looked super pretty. It felt amazing. It was a mix between American/French culture, which fit perfectly for me. It's not far from home, and it has seasons, and that's what I wanted. It's a city, so I'm guessing you never get bored, and stuff like that. And it's a great city for students, because a lot of people go there to study. And came time to apply to universities, and I made it clear to my parents that nowhere near I wanted to stay in Miami, and nowhere near I wanted to go to Paris. Now you may ask why. Paris is a great city, like what the frick, Anais? Like, what are you doing? Miami, you know, it's sunny, blah blah blah. Okay, first of all, I lived in 10 years in Miami, and after that, it felt boring. It felt like I did everything and there was nothing else to do. And I wanted a change. I wanted a change of routine. I wanted a change of weather. I just wanted a change of things, you know? And I think it was the perfect excuse to, you know, to leave. And then Paris, I didn't want to go because it was around the time of the attacks and I was scared. And I needed to go to a city where I felt safe. And of course, you're gonna tell me, yeah, well, this can happen anywhere, of course, but at the moment it was really, really hardcore, and I just felt like it wasn't right. So I begged, and it finally happened. I applied to 3 schools, 2 being universities, and 1 being a CGIP, which is basically like after high school, you go 2 years there to really specialize yourself in what you want to do later. It's really specialized, but it's kind of like high school kind of thing. It's kind of like the same ambience. I've never done it, but I feel like it was kind of it, which I didn't really want to experience again. Which left me with 2 choices. One being my first choice, which was called Concordia University, which was the university of my dreams. I wanted to go, like, that was it. University of Montreal, which was my second choice, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do my best to apply and we'll see what happens. Do my best to apply and we'll see what happens. So my first choice, I wanted to get into communications program. So I did all my applications, I was super excited, I was super enthusiastic, I put all my faith and belief that I was gonna get in, and I would say, yeah, you know, you got this, you can do this, you're capable, like why not, like, you know, you're good enough for this, you can do it, etc, etc. So like, why wouldn't they take me, you know? So then one day I was in government class and I perfectly remember this moment, and if Nahuel is watching this, which I'm sure you are, or we were doing something in class, and I don't know why I had this like urge to look at my emails and see if I had gotten an acceptance letter. I open it and I see the name of the university sent me an email, which was my update on my application. It said you got rejected. Now, in the middle of the class, I start to have a big mental breakdown, crying like, oh my god, I got rejected, what is going on, what is this, like why am I rejected, like I don't see why I couldn't go in, like am I not good enough? It felt like a breakup for 3 days, and it really sucked, but I couldn't do anything about it, and that was it. I didn't go in, I didn't get in, and maybe it was life trying to tell me something and putting me in another direction. As I get into choosing my university, two choices: the CGIP or the University of Montreal. In the back of my mind, I was like, I want to dive straight into university, I want to feel like an adult. I accepted my acceptance letter, etc, etc. And now, then, I see that because of my high school diploma, I couldn't go straight into a bachelor's degree. I had to go before into a preparatory year, which was made for students to get their credits back, so they could then enter a bachelor's. Now, I thought, oh, okay, whatever, like 12 credits each semester, I can do it, like, you got this, Anais. You go, girl. I go into it and it was everything I did not expect. Preparatory year in this school has, and this is my opinion, like then I'm really just saying my honest opinion from my honest experience. I'm not trying to say the school sucks, I'm just giving my opinion. Please remember that. I go into the program and everybody in the program clearly wasn't my age. There was people from every age you can ever think of. There's so many people, and I came out of a small high school, which I would give an advice later in next episode of the series in the program to give you a short little detailed description. There was people that did gap years, people that never did their studies, so they decided to start again, people that are going back to their studies, or people that just need credit like me to get into a bachelor's. I did meet some people that were in my situation, which felt kind of nice, to meet people that felt the same way as I did. What happened is that I didn't have friends. I did talk to some people, shout out to some people that I met at the uni in classes. I didn't go out. I didn't do anything, and I was like, what is happening? Like, everybody is posting about their college experience, how fun they're having, and it looks so cool, etc. And then there's me here thinking that I was gonna live my best life on my first year of college, and it turns out that everything I had ever hoped for truly just evaporated into thin air, and that's it. Getting to my classes, basically you had two programs. One which was more on the scientific side, and the other one, it was called Art and Letters. So I went into the Art and Letter programs, and all the classes that I had were pretty much basic, pretty much based onto theory, which for me, I don't like theory at all, and I'm really more of like a project, hands-on person, you know? It was just making me unmotivated. I lost all my energy. Every time I went to class, I just went to class because I had to, like it was required. I did learn some stuff, you know, don't get me wrong, obviously you learn something new every day, and you know, in classes also I learned some stuff. I'm not saying I didn't, but I didn't feel this thrive every time, like, oh, I'm going to this class, this is interesting, like, absolutely not. And it really crushed me because I was waiting for something a little bit more. I don't know what was in my head at the what I loved and what I didn't like. even if in this, you know, bad experience that I had, bad, good, etc., I still had some really nice moments that I really liked. What I loved in my first year was that I really got to prove myself wrong. I really learned a lot about myself, and I really enjoyed the whole city vibe. The winter, which was harsh, but it was, you know, really fun to experience for a year. I really enjoyed living with my sister, even though, you know, when you live with your sister, it's like up and down, obviously, that's normal. But I really loved it. And also meeting some people that I also met in university. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. And I also really liked going to the library. I'm gonna sound very weird, but I really did. And Montreal, the city itself is great. It's wonderful when you're a student, like, it's amazing. I encourage people to go if you want to go study to Canada. What I didn't like was the other side, you know, crying every time because I felt sad, I felt empty, I felt like just everything was going down and there was no way out. What I didn't like was that I really missed my friends. I was homesick. I really realized how much I missed them, how much I missed their presence, and that really hit. I didn't like the big classes. I come from a very small high school, so to step into a big zone felt really just like pressuring, intimidating. I just didn't feel okay. What I've learned is that no matter how hard it's going to get, and like I said before, and I'm going to say it again, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. As Ariana says, the light is coming to give back everything the darkness stole. Those lyrics really spoke out to me because I went through the worst of times. I had mental breakdowns literally every week. I cried non-stop because I thought I'm never gonna, you know, find a way out. I'm gonna have to redo my year, etc. Like, it's gonna suck. But there was a way out. There was a solution. So part 2 of this video, it is my current situation. Why am I in Paris? What am I doing? For how long? My mom came in April and she really saw how I felt. So then my mom was like, well, now that you've had this experience to grow, to learn, to mature, why don't you think about going into Paris? Because first of all, what you want to do, there's a lot of small schools that are specialized in it. It's the capital. It's perfect for you. You have some best friends here. You have a family that lives in, you know, the same country as you, etc. You have your we have our close family friends that live right under you, etc. Like, you know, it would be perfect for you. So then I start to think, you know, why not? Paris is probably calling you, and you know, you can really start doing your dream studies, which my dream studies is communication in the digital world, etc. Because later on I want to be a community manager and of course still do YouTube, but I wanted to learn the communication world. I wanted to study that. And so I really started thinking like, you can do it, you're gonna prove yourself wrong, that you can get into schools and apply, and then you can go to Paris. And once you'll do that, you'll be satisfied, you'll be happy. It was before finals. I applied to all the schools, so I applied to 4 schools. And I did the interviews via Skype because obviously I was overseas. I couldn't get to Paris, like, you know, during the finals week. And yeah, so then a week or 2 later, I got my first answer, which is from the school that I'm entering. That morning especially was so just amazing. And I checked my emails. It was 7 a.m. in the morning, and I saw that I got in, and I jumped out of bed. I was like, it was like getting this massive weight off your shoulder, like, you did it, you can do it, you proved yourself wrong. You're capable of doing anything you want to, you know, if you set your mind to it. And I just felt so much happiness in that second, that split second. I knew things were gonna get official. So then, obviously, I had to leave Canada. I went to Miami, as you guys know. I did my decision. I talked to some students, etc. from the different schools because, you know, I wanted to get an opinion from someone else. And yeah, then I made my choice and I just knew I wanted to get into that school because the program really fit me and I just knew it. I felt it. So yeah, it's all happening. I'm very proud of myself. I'm starting a new chapter that I'm really excited to share with you guys. I will be more active. I still haven't figured out my proper YouTube schedule, but just on Mondays there's gonna be a video. If not, it's gonna be on Thursdays because I do not have classes on Thursdays and Fridays. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it up a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe because we're almost at 400 and I'm really happy. I wanted to get to 400. It's been a while. So yeah, I love you guys so much and I love you guys so much and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!